Thank you very much, Marjorie. Very efficient. Good to see that Marjorie is pinned. She's got her hand up, so she's pinned to the top left-hand corner, so speakers will be able to see her in that position all through the meeting, which is excellent. Thank you for that. Let's go straight to our speakers. So our first speaker today is Sharon Giles. And before Sharon starts, I would like to introduce our evaluator, Vicky Trabosh. Would you like to explain Sharon's objectives to us, please, Vicky?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Today, Sharon is giving a speech, and what she's doing is looking for general comments and how well this flows. We will always be giving her comments to tell her if she's reaching her goals, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Vicky. Sharon Giles. Sharon is a professional floral designer, a mixed media artist, and an inspirational storyteller. Her presentations are as fresh and vibrant as the bouquets and the art she creates. We can nearly smell them in this description. Together with wit, wisdom, and a passion for people, Sharon's presentations are an expression of true flower power. They reduce stress and promote good feelings. So for those of you who are looking to be renewed, listen up to Sharon Giles, and let me see. Do I have a speech title for you, Sharon?
Living in Full Bloom is the title, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much.
Living life in full bloom.
Sharon Giles, living life in full bloom. Living life in full bloom. Sharon Giles.
I live in an area that is both extemporaneous and well prepared. What comes to mind when you hear 2020? Perfect vision? Eye doctors and healthcare workers have told us that 2020 vision is a good thing. It's perfect. Or maybe you get a clear understanding of a story once it's featured on that news program, 2020. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and valued guests, the 2020 that I speak of today is the year 2020, that leap year where the world slowed down and many people, too many people, lost their focus. They stopped dreaming. They stopped striving to live life to the fullest. I invite you today to come to the garden. Sunday, March 20th, 2022, springtime officially comes to the United States. Springtime, a time to plant, a time to pluck debris from previous seasons. Why a garden, you say? Well, I believe that life began in a garden and we are the product of that garden. Well, just listen to how we speak. We grow like weeds, we blossom into maturity. We plant new ideas in our minds, hoping that they take root. Bad ideas get weeded out. Seed money is needed to begin a new venture. Goodwill is cultivated. We can't see the forest for the trees, and we leaf through book pages. Oh, I could go on and on, but I don't want to go to seed before my speech ends. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a new season. It's 2022. Wake up, get back to that focus, get back to that dream. Dr. Larry Dosey, he's an author of 20 books on the subject of mind, body, and spirit. He says that gardening cultivates us, gardening heals us, and most of all, it inspires us. However, the first thing we must learn is acceptance. You see, once you plant something and it does not bloom the way you want it, you want to give up. No, no, no. We have to accept that Mother Nature is the one who controls. We would look at that plant not blooming as an opportunity to learn more and to get back in there and continue on. You see, gardening is an opportunity to learn more. Did you know that gardening is used to treat mental illness? Gardening has also been proven to lower blood pressure for those who are suffering with high blood pressure. So today, I invite you back to that garden. And gardening is very much like dreaming. You see, you have to place those dreams on a firm foundation. You have to make sure that they're given proper nutrients. One thing I must warn you, don't share that dream with everyone you come in contact with, because just like gardening, they can contaminate your dream, bringing on negative words, what they call wisdom. And yes, it's okay to start small. Many sprawling gardens started out on a kitchen window, in a clay pot. Fellow Toastmasters, my grandmother was an avid gardener. I spent many hours in that garden with her, listening to those words of wisdom. And I use those wisdoms today to give me my foundation. I enjoyed gardening so much that I enrolled into the American Floral Arts School here in Chicago. I received a certification as a professional floral designer. My family and I, we started Floral Accent Design Services. It's a company that we had in-house, and it lasted for 10 years. So it's okay. It's okay to be in full bloom. But if you don't have full bloom with a fragrance, you haven't finished your goal. Fellow Toastmasters, when I was in Toastmasters here in District 30, I gave so many speeches on flowers that they called me the rose that knows. And I have trophies to prove that my presentations were number one. So I tell you, future gardeners of the world, get back out there. Get your hands dirty. Add some spice to that garden. You will come away with a message that is in full bloom. Share it with the world. Mr. Toastmaster.
So, Vicky is evaluating Sharon. Vicky, can we have your evaluation, please?
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster. I'm also going to keep this shorter. Sharon and everyone, what an excellent speech. What I loved about this speech was your use of metaphor, simile, and analogy. You use the idea of gardening so richly, like soil, through your speech, and it was highly effective. One of the things that we look for in a speech is an excellent opening. And the opening starts with your introduction. The introduction that you had Pat read, and I'm always going to caution the Toastmaster not to add anything to an introduction, because what happens when we prepare an introduction we want read, that gives the speaker a moment to prepare themselves In just a moment, we'll hear from Sharon Giles. When a Toastmaster or any of us add anything, the speaker has to listen to respond. And your introduction was just excellent. So well done. I loved your voice, your pace, you slowed down, and that was really effective. The one area that I would ask you to work on even more is your eye contact. Now, you did something really well. When you look down at your notes, you didn't speak until you looked back up. That was an excellent use of your notes. The person you were quoted, you were looking over to your right, and that was a different place for your notes. Keep all your notes in the same place. Your use is excellent of notes. The other thing I would say is when you were sharing at the end, your call to action, don't share your dream. I would keep that analogy because here's what I wrote, because all flowers can't grow in all climates. So plant your dreams where they can bloom with people you know will help water and nourish them. That's the only advice I really have, Sharon, because that was a superb speech. Many thanks. Mr. Toastmaster.